and we give life to them, and they begin to affect us, because when they come at us, they're dead. But once they pass through our womb, they're alive. And once they become alive, they begin to affect us. Amen? Now, I'm decreeing and declaring that the womb in the woman is not only just here, but up here. Anything that reproduces is a womb. Even when we go back to the place of the wineskin, we talk about you cannot put new wine in an old wineskin, and cannot put old wine in a new wineskin. How many of you know old tradition will not fit in a renewed mind? Neither will renewal of thought fit into tradition. So when we're talking about the womb, we're talking about the mind. But I found out for us not to be, for us to be second-class citizens like I was told, God sure does care a lot about us. And He sure is concerned. He sure does use us a lot for signs. Because when God got ready to deal with a nation, a whole nation, which eventually included the world, when God got ready to deal with a people, the first thing He did was either open or shut a womb. First thing. First thing. That's how He got creation's attention. Was He would open your womb and produce a Christ or a Samuel or a John the Baptist. Or He would close up your womb and there would not be a voice crying in the wilderness, and the people would go into darkness. So when God deals with creation, He deals with the woman's womb as far as what's being birthed and what's not being birthed. Now, this is the power you carry. Let me tell you what else power is. Jezebel, who wasn't even saved, who didn't even know God, her father was a king, just the wrong king. But she spoke to Elijah, who later on would impart a double portion into Elisha. She sent him word and said, by this time tomorrow I'll have your head. Now Elijah had already overcome 350, 450 prophets of Baal, killed them all, called down fire. But at the word of one unregenerated woman, he run to the juniper tree, and she wasn't even there. She just sent the word. That's power. And that's power from a woman that ain't even saved. To carry that much power in the natural before you get born again, how much more power must you carry once you are born again? So it's no wonder that creation is afraid of us. They don't know what to do with us. They don't know what to do with something that can hold on to life, a seed for 9 months. And then at the end of 9 months, create a fully formed, operating human being. People don't know what to do with us. So you always are afraid of what you don't know what to do with. So I submit to you that because people have not known what to do with us, they're afraid of us and have tried to suppress us. Amen? There's an element of ignorance there. There's also an element of jealousy, but there's the bottom line is, if we started speaking in the church and they give us authority in the church, then they didn't know what they were going to do with us, because we were bound to end up with power. And a woman with power is a dangerous thing. Men are warriors. But let me tell you the power of a woman. The power of a woman is, I would rather dwell in the corner of a housetop than in a large room with an upset woman. That ain't got nothing to do with rebellion. That's got to do with raw power. I would rather dwell in the corner of a housetop than be in a huge room with a woman that is upset. Do you know our power is to such a degree, especially around that menstrual time? Because around that menstrual time, we all turn into Miss Hyde, you know, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. We all turn into Miss Jekyll, Miss Hyde around. But you know God knew that? Because around the menstrual time in the Old Testament, lest we get irritated and agitated, God made provision for us when we were on our menstrual cycle. And see, the reason we're given so much trouble now is because the men today are not making provision for us while we're on our menstrual cycle. Because we're on the edge when we're on our menstrual cycle. God knew that.
Yes, Prophetess Connie, also with the menstrual cycle in the olden days, it was a time for the woman to come within herself. And it was a time for you to begin to rethink what has happened that whole month. It was a time, it was a meditative time for you. It was a time for you not to be doing so much outward stuff, dealing with this and dealing with that. Like you said, it was the man was supposed to go out, the provision, and you supposed to go within yourself because, again, you are the producer.
It was time for a cleansing. It was time for the toxins to come out, for everything that you would not need for the following month to be released from your system. That's why if you've noticed around your menstrual cycle, you will have your most prominent on-time bowel movements also. You ever notice your bowel? Come on. That's why, because you're flushing yourself out in preparation for the next month. Not only do you empty out through your menstrual cycle, your colon empties, everything in your physical body